Good Thursday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window. We're kind of sounding like a broken record all of this week as far as weather goes. Not much of a change. We're just about right where we should be as far as temperatures out there across north central Washington as we take a beautiful look down at the Wenatchee Valley from our Omi Garden Sky-Fi Tower camera. And thanks for LocalTel for providing these beautiful shots. A few clouds out there today, lots of sunshine, and as I mentioned, temperatures about where we should see them this time of year. And for the rest of our week, which only consists of really tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday, it's going to be nice. Dry and mostly clear skies. We'll see near normal temperatures, and for us, that's in the mid to upper 80s, some low 90s around the area. Low temperatures about normal as well, into the lower 60s. Just a chance for isolated showers and thunderstorms, and that will be later in the week. There were a few this morning, but there will be a few more later in the week and maybe into the weekend, but I think that will stay well east of us, and we do have your complete weekend weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. The Williams Flats fire near Lake Roosevelt became active yesterday afternoon, sending visible smoke columns into the air. Washington State House Representative Joel Kretz has produced a video in which he talks about ongoing conflicts between wolves and livestock. And this weekend, the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society will team up with King 5 Television in Seattle to host the 5th annual Clear the Shelters pet adoption event. But first, we begin tonight. An Okanagan man missing since yesterday afternoon has been found. Okanagan County Sheriff Tony Hawley issued a silver alert for 76-year-old Gail Smith, who left his house yesterday at about 3 p.m. and failed to return home. Smith has early onset dementia. He was last seen driving a 1999 silver Chevrolet Tahoe on North Star Road, traveling towards Brewster. Smith recently moved from Iowa and is not very familiar with the area, but a good ending to that story. The William Flats fire became active yesterday afternoon, sending visible smoke columns into the air. Helicopters responded to the area and dropped water to cool the sites. The fire has scorched over 45,300 acres of mostly brush and some timber on Colville tribal land near Lake Roosevelt. No structures have been damaged. The fire is now 80% contained, with 679 firefighters working to secure established containment lines. Fire managers say the public will continue to see visible smoke rising from that fire area. Washington State House Representative Joel Kretz has produced a video in which he talks about ongoing conflicts between wolves and livestock. The Wakanda lawmaker and horse ranch owner describes the hardships that other ranchers in the northeast part of the state endure as the gray wolf population grows.
I've had a number of friends and some colleagues come to me and tell me, you got to stop this. You look like hell, your health is going, you don't have time for all your other duties, you're getting behind on things, and this is going to kill you, you need to get out of it. And there's nothing there that's not true. When one of these wolf incidents heats up, and we have them pretty much all summer in recent years, it's gone from the middle of July until October, November, where we're having conflicts. And on those days, when that blows up, my phone starts ringing at 7 a.m. and usually isn't done till past midnight. There's usually 2 or 3 more on the line, and it's pretty intense. You're talking to people that are afraid for their animals. They're losing everything, and it's incredibly intense. And then you're also talking to Department of Fish and Wildlife people, trying to make sure things are moving, things are happening, and it's an intense time of the year. The flip side of that is I also have friends and neighbors coming by my house or calling that are on the verge of losing anything. Some of these are 4th generation ranchers. Their families have been there for 150 years, some of them. There's also others. One kid that I partly raised him, we've got an aging ranching population, not many young people getting into it. And he's 27 years old. He has rolled the dice. He's mortgaged himself to the hilt, and he's put together a herd of cows, and he's trying to make a go of it. And he's teetering on the edge of bankruptcy right now. When I hear those people and I look in their eyes, I can't stop working on this, and I won't. Most frustrating thing I've ever worked on times 10. You know, you've got the extremes bunkered in, and they profit by throwing hand grenades, and that's been most of the story. You know, I guess I'm hopeful that we can get the real story out, that there is people working hard on this that are all given a little bit, trying to find a middle ground that we can reach the, you know, the stated goal, which is a sustainable population of wolves and a thriving ranching and rural communities. You know, we lose a lot out of not just the ranching end of things, but our whole economy and culture is based on that, and it's not something I want to give up.
Officials with the Washington State Department of Fish and Wildlife reported Wednesday that officers killed 3 members of a pack of wolves believed responsible for repeated cattle deaths in the Kettle River Range. Well, this weekend, the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society will team up with King 5 Television in Seattle to host the 5th annual Clear the Shelters Pet Adoption event. The event is hosted by NBC Universal-owned TV stations around the country, offering low-cost pet adoption fees to help local families adopt a new pet. Since 2015, NBC Universal-owned television stations nationwide Clear the Shelters campaign has resulted in more than 250,000 pet adoptions. The adoption event is this Saturday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Humane Society located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue. Coming up next, the politics of the Wenatchee School Board could shift dramatically after November's election. Serve Wenatchee Valley is gearing up for Saturday's free back-to-school clothing distribution, and we'll fill you in on various activities around the valley for you to enjoy this weekend. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Some jobs are a calling. They take passion and a devotion to the community. They're here for your kids, guiding the next generation of leaders. At Gisa Credit Union, we help you support local teachers. Every purchase you make with a Gisa Local Heroes Affinity debit card, we make a donation to select teacher organizations. After all, we can never repay them, but we can do our best to help a little with the Gisa Teachers Affinity debit card.
I told Mr. Nielsen about Simon. He's the best doctor because I like the medicines like he gives me.
He asks like more questions, and that's why I feel like he's more interested in the health. For me, it means a lot. That means he really cares about, about him.
I like you, Simon, and you're my best friend.
At some point, we realized that value and practicality go hand in hand. A time when an unnoticed accumulation of items has become burdensome. These possessions still have value, but now lack usefulness. Donate your unwanted items to Goodwill and become a job creator. Your donations allow Goodwill to provide much-needed training to job seekers in our community, and that's pretty useful for everyone.
Make plans to attend the August 30th grand opening of the all-new Goodwill on Columbia Center Boulevard in Kennewick.
Welcome back. In other news, the politics of the Wenatchee School Board could shift dramatically after this November's election. The 3-candidate group that swept into office and took control of the 5-member board in November of 2017 now faces a challenge of its own. Board Chair Sonny Hemphill, one of those 3, faces retired business executive Martin Barron. In his latest report to the State Public Disclosure Commission, Barron has raised $7,261, the most money of all the candidates. Hemphill chose the mini reporting option with the PDC, meaning she doesn't have to file campaign finance reports but can't raise or spend more than $5,000. She acknowledged Wednesday it was a calculated risk choosing to limit her spending, but said she already has signs and election materials left over from her 2017 race. That year, she raised $4,200 for her successful election. Meanwhile, Laura Jakes, who has often clashed with the three-member majority, has reported raising $6,150 thus far. She faces Melissa Tygard, who also selected the mini reporting option. Karina Vega Villa, who was appointed to the board last year, does not face an opponent after Tim Larson withdrew after moving out of the district. Serve Wenatchee Valley is gearing up for Saturday's free back-to-school clothing distribution. The Clothes for the Classroom project is in its 17th year, providing needy kids from kindergarten to 8th grade with new apparel, courtesy of area church donations. Serve Wenatchee Valley Director Tom Neese promoted the event on a recent Wake Up Wenatchee Valley program with host Dan Kuntz. He says there have been hundreds of thousands of dollars in economic impact for families provided by individuals, churches, and businesses right here in our community.
The ability to be able to do this and provide a new set of clothes, including jeans, 2 shirts, a pair of tennis shoes, and socks, and we can do that for $25, tells you the buying power and the community partnership that we have with these vendors that are able to do it at that. The economic impact of that to a family is significant, because to go out and get that, you know, you'd be $80 to $100 probably per child to do that at a retail location. Many of the families we have a couple, 3 kids that we're able to do that for. And so it's a huge economic impact to the families to be able to come in and give their kids the opportunity to go to school with a new set of digs.
The clothing giveaway is Saturday starting at 8 a.m. at Wenatchee's Saddle Rock Evangelical Presbyterian Church. Time now to find out what's happening around the valley for you to enjoy this weekend.
Here's a look at what's on tap this weekend around the Wenatchee Valley. The NCW Quilt and Fiber Art Festival takes place this Friday and Saturday at the Town Toyota Center. Come see over 300 quilts displayed. There will also be a featured quilt artist, special exhibit, merchant mall and artisan market, silent auction to benefit the local Women's Resource Center, and raffle quilt. Admission is $7 at the door and parking is free. Slam and Jam basketball tournament takes place this Saturday and Sunday in the parking lot of Don Morse Memorial Park in Chelan. This popular event brings in teams from throughout the region. Serve Wenatchee Valley is hosting Clothes for the Classroom for the 17th consecutive year this Saturday from 8 a.m. to noon at Saddle Rock Evangelical Presbyterian Church. They will give a new set of clothes to as many as 1,000 children K to 8th grades who live in the Wenatchee and Eastmont school districts, including new jeans, shirts, shoes, and socks. There will also be haircuts, crafts, and soccer balls available. No admission is necessary, and parents must bring their children to the event and an ID with address. And finally, the Tomato Tasting Gala is this Saturday from 10 a.m. to noon at the Community Education Garden on Western Avenue in Wenatchee. Join the WSU Chelan Douglas County Master Gardeners for this family-friendly event. Taste samples of known and not so well-known tomato varieties and discover your favorite tomatoes for growing next year. WSU Master Gardeners will be available to answer questions about growing tomatoes and other gardening questions at their plant clinic. While you're there, go on a tour of the Community Education Garden. For more information on this weekend's events and others, visit the community calendar at ncwlife.com.
You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's features story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Stay with us.
Family roles change with time. You may find yourself being an unpaid caregiver to a loved one. Caregiving can be rewarding, but also stressful. Taking care of yourself is vital. Aging and Adult Care of Central Washington has low or no cost services for unpaid caregivers, such as in-home support, care supplies, and counseling. Connect in your local area by calling Aging and Adult Care at 800-572-4459 and mention you're interested in caregiver support.
Hi everyone, this is Brent Crowder. After 13 years with the Town Auto Group, I have returned home to Town Toyota where it all started. If you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, let me help you find the right one at the right price. Toyota is reliable and trustworthy, and you can count on me to be the same. When it comes to buying your next car, you can't go wrong with Toyota and Crowder. Ask for Brent at Town Toyota or call me now at 888-5000.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Time now for our weekly Kennel Cameos feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Tonight, NCWLIFE's Megan McPherson introduces us to Beatrice the cat.
Hey guys, Megan here with the NCWLIFE channel. We're here with Renee Parkins, the Development Officer of the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and joining us this week is Beatrice. Can you tell us about Beatrice?
Oh my gosh, she is such a friendly little loving cat. She's a little bit shy until you get to know her, but she loves to be petted. She's a little bit of a drooler, which I adore. And she's young. She's only about 1.5. She came here with her 3 kittens, and they've been adopted, and now she is ready for her home.
Aww. And if someone's interested in adopting her, what should they do?
They can come down to the shelter. We have some great antiquated rooms. They can sit down with Beatrice and see if she's the right fit for their family, and she's ready to go home today.
And do you guys have a special on cats this weekend?
We do. Saturday is our Clear the Shelter event, so all adult dogs and cats, so any pets over 6 months old, will be half off their adoption price. And then kittens will be adopt one, get a second one free, because twice the fun.
Yay, okay, I never know how to end these. I think that worked. The Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is located at 1474 South Wenatchee Avenue and is open Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org. This has been Kennel Cameos at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get into all those details, let's take a look outside our weather window and a beautiful look at the Wenatchee Valley from our Omi Gardens Sky-Fi Tower camera. And thank you to Localtel for providing these beautiful shots from around the valley. A few clouds out there today, but really not enough to keep the temperatures down. We're about where we should be for this time of year. 88 unofficially this afternoon. 87 is our normal high temperature. A little warmer than normal for our low this morning at 66. 61 is where we should be. Our record high 101, that was set in 1967. Record low 49 in 1960. Sunrise this morning, boy, it's getting earlier, or later I should say, 5:57. Sunset getting earlier now at 8:13. Let's take a peek at your Friday forecast and see what the end of our work week holds in store for us. And not much change. Persistence forecast. We talked about that on Monday. 88 for Moses Lake and Ephrata tomorrow. 86 your high temperature in the Wenatchee area. Same goes for Cashmere. Leavenworth, you folks about 84 degrees. Eniat and Chelan at 85 and 87 your high temperature tomorrow up in Omak. Taking a look at the surface loop now to what we can expect, some wind, and we will see that. We have seen it out there today about 10 to 15 miles an hour. About the same for tonight. Clear skies, 10 to 20 mile an hour west winds. Maybe a gust or 2 to 30 miles an hour right here in central Washington, our windiest areas, and that goes for Friday as well. Sunny skies for Friday, breezy, a northwest wind 10 to 15 miles an hour, gusts to around 25, and right here in the Wenatchee Valley is where we will see that wind. Things do lighten up a little bit on Saturday. Those isobars of pressure, they do widen, and that will lower our wind. Less wind for Saturday, sunny skies and mild temperatures as we kick off our weekend. Into Sunday, sunny skies. We are seeing a little bit of cloudiness looping into the western and northwestern part of the state, but all of central and eastern Washington will be beautiful, and that goes for Sunday into Monday with sunny skies on Monday. And yes, is this the start of the next heat wave? It kind of looks like it is. We'll see temperatures starting off on Monday in the mid 80s, maybe some upper 80s by Tuesday. Look at all of the sunshine all over the western and central United States, and that's from high pressure still in the desert south southwest, bringing up the warmer southwest temperatures, and we will see above normal temperatures on Tuesday, also into Wednesday, where we'll be back into the temperatures maybe around 90 to 95 degrees midweek. Next week, we're going to keep our eye on that, but it looks like right now we are definitely in for a warming trend. Let's take a look now at your quick lube and tune 7-day forecast tonight, about where we should be for overnight lows at 62 degrees, 86 to end our work week on Friday. Breezy tonight, breezy tomorrow, a little bit less wind on Saturday. That'll make for a beautiful sunny and mild day. So 85 for both Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Tuesday is when we start to see some warmer temperatures. Sunny skies then and 88 degrees. Wednesday, mostly sunny and warmer. High temperatures then around 90 degrees. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
With 15,000 square feet to explore, you'll find something special at the Antique Mall at Cashmere. For the do-it-yourselfers and those with a keen eye for making something old fresh and new again, the Antique Mall at Cashmere is the place to come find your next project. From the coin enthusiasts to avid collectors, Antique Mall at Cashmere has treasures in every corner. Come find your treasure today. Antique Mall at Cashmere's friendly staff is here to help. Stop on by today.
Only one dealership in Wenatchee has Motor Trend's SUV of the Year and Truck of the Year. That's right, Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram has the all-new Jeep Wrangler and the all-new Ram 1500 pickup. Or get the best of both worlds in the new Jeep Gladiator. Visit Town Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram today for more information on these award winners and see why there's no reason to leave town to buy your next vehicle.
Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Thursday to you. The Wenatchee Apple Sox recipe that worked in Game 1 of its playoff series with Victoria didn't even make it out of the kitchen last night as the Sox fell by a final of 7-2. Wenatchee squandered opportunities early on in this one. The Harbor Cats starter walked 5 batters in the first 2 frames. Apple Sox could score just a couple of runs in the first 3 innings. Didn't get a base hit until the 6th on a single by Cody Simmons. It was just 2 hits of the night for Wenatchee. Meanwhile, Victoria took advantage of 4 Wenatchee errors, scoring 3 of its 7 runs unearned off Apple Sox starter Seth Kuykendall. Cats also got home runs from Gus Wilson and Harrison Spahn. The highlights courtesy of Victoria Harbor Cats Facebook page.
Now the 1-1 pitch, Smith goes. It's a liner off the glove of Gus Wilson, and a run's going to score. It's going to be an infield hit from Montgomery. Simon comes in, and going to second is Smith. So it's 1-0 Wenatchee here in the first inning. Wilson with a high fly ball, deep left field, way back and gone. And we are tied at 1. Laukkanen looking for a punch out at the plate. Bouncing ball towards short. Wilson to Haney for 1, on to first, not in time. They do get the lead runner, but Montgomery was able to leg out the fielder's choice, so he picks up an RBI, and it's 2-1 Apple Sox. Ahead here by a run. 1-2 pitch, Spahn, a fly ball out to deep left center field. Simon back at the wall. It is gone. A 2-run homer for Harrison Spahn. And the Harbor Cats take the lead 3-2. We'll see if the Apple Sox live to regret putting Spahn at first. That one cued off the end of the bat. Could be a tough play. Sherrick is safe, and it goes up the line. In to score is Wilson. Spahn gets the stop sign, and it's 4-2 Harbor Cats. Pitch to Tanner Haney. Wave and a miss in the dirt. Simmons throws it down to first. Spahn trying to score. He is safe. How about that? Harrison Spahn steals home plate. The 1-2 to Schindel. Bouncing ball towards the hole, It tips into right field. Sherritt scores, and it's 6-2. Paxton sends a fly ball out to center field. This is going to be deep enough to score Sharp. Simon makes the catch. Here comes Sharp for the plate, and he's going to score. It is 7-2 Harbor Cats. Fans rise to their feet. The 2-2. Strike three called. He got him looking. And that's the ball game. The Harbor Cats stave off elimination.
So now tonight's Game 3 determines who will represent the North in the West Coast League Championship. Now the South title seemed to be headed back to Corvallis last night at Goss Stadium with the Knights leading 4-3 in the top of the ninth. Walla Walla down to its last at bat. But the Sweets came back all the way, scoring 6 runs on 4 hits, including a grand slam home run by Justin Foles in a 9-3 victory. Corvallis hosting Walla Walla tonight, also Game 3 of their series at 6:35. Well, the Mariners took the rubber match of a 3-game series with Detroit today by a final of 7-2. Dylan Moore hit a home run. Kyle Seager drove in 3 runs in the victory. Austin Nola also contributed 3 hits on the day. To back Tommy Malone, the former Apple Sox improved to 2-7 with the win, going 4 innings of relief with 2 runs on 6 hits and 3 strikeouts. Now going back to yesterday, Mariners got home runs for J.P. Crawford and Daniel Vogelbach, but that was not enough as they fell to Detroit by a final of 3-2. Marco Gonzalez took the loss, going 6 innings and allowing 3 runs on 11 hits with 6 strikeouts and 1 walk. Former Apple Sox now 12-10 on the season. Harold Castro, a good day at the plate for Detroit last night, going 3 for 4 with a run and an RBI. The 2 teams, of course, wrapped up that series. Now the Mariners will head to Toronto to take on the Blue Jays. Now also in the American League West yesterday, as we open up the Les Schwab scoreboard, Elvis Andrus went 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs to lead Texas past Toronto 7-3. James McCann hit a grand slam home run in the bottom of the 8th to break a 9-all tie and sent the White Sox over Houston 13-9. Matt Chapman homered twice in Oakland's 9-5 win over San Francisco. Albert Pujols became the all-time hit leader of a foreign-born player with 3,167. That happened in the 4th inning yesterday. It helped the Angels pass Pittsburgh 7-4. Well, the Seahawks continue training camp at the VMAC in Renton. One thing is clear, there's competition happening all over the field, particularly apparent on the defensive side with the guys battling for safety, linebacker, defensive line. Defensive coordinator Ken Norton Jr. loves to see these battles going on.
With that being the central theme of our program, it's really good to see the guys really fight it out. Guys are fighting for reps, fight for chances to get on the field and play in these games. So it's, we have competition is important to us, and the guys showing up, making plays, doing things right, down after down, making an impact is very important. It's not about being drafted or undrafted. It's about being a playmaker and being a tough guy.
Now, one of the many bright spots so far in training camp has been the play of rookie linebacker Cody Barton.
He's pretty good. He's special. He's really smart. You can't give him enough information. He's always trying to get more and more. And he has this great ability to take all the information, make it work for him on the field at a very young age. Usually rookies have a little slower process of diagnosing and understanding. But he's sharp. He's quick. So he's going to help us out early.
Seahawks will be in Minnesota on Sunday to take on the Vikings in preseason game number 2. It's going to happen at 5 o'clock on Fox. That's sports. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric, and happy birthday, my friend. Finally tonight, while out on patrol, Officer Scott Ent of the Moses Lake Police Department couldn't help but stop and get a picture with his little counterpart. The police department described the girl's vehicle as an almost exact replica of his vehicle, right down to the push bumper. The department said they love support like this from kids and their parents. And a reminder, if you have a video of the day or a picture of the day that you'd like to see here on the NCW Life Evening News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with host Dan Kuntz. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us.
NCW Life Channel is your home for local news, local weather, and events including live local high school sports. Watch inspiring local shows featuring local people. Don't miss Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's Learn, Guada TV, Street Talk and Other Stuff, the 12th District, Life with Lisa, and the Arbiter of Stoke. NCW Life Channel is your local TV station.